What government is doing is actually not new. We are only seeing an escalation because right from 2010, 2011, Mr. Museveni's government has actually been focused on trying to close all kinds of civic organizing, whether it is the civil society, whether it's the media, even professional bodies. Many of them have been co-opted and made part of the patronage network that, which is more or less like the fuel that drives the regime. The regime always panics when they are involved in things that are illegal and unconstitutional, like the amendment of the Constitution in 2017. So what we are seeing today is essentially the same problem that has been happening. And this is now triggered by the coming elections, because right from the design of the electoral process and the delayed amendments to the electoral law, President Museveni has been focused on how to rig elections and produce a result that he desires. So he's very concerned with any semblance of independent monitoring of elections, which NGOs normally do. So the attack on the NGO Forum and UONET, there's another organization called CIVIC, which had been where they had halted the operations of the accounts and then eventually they opened them. All those actions are really consistent with the regime actions to ensure that they rig and they're able to steal the election that is coming up in January. All these groups, all these citizen segments, including the media and journalists, including actually our security agencies, they are all hostages of 34 years of dictatorship. Because when dictatorships mature, they mature in many different ways. And one of them is that they patronize citizen and state institutions. So you have institutions like the police, like the intelligence services, like the military, and some of the public sector institutions like Financial Intelligence Authority that are then instrumentalized to be able to deliver the oppression, the surveillance, the disruptions. So the dictatorship instrumentalizes these institutions to be able to perpetuate that dictatorship. Over the last decade, Uganda police force has been taken over by the military. You no longer have a civilian police force. You have a police force that is an appendage of the national army. You know that the procedures of promotions in the army, they are never transparent, and nobody is held accountable for some of these promotions. So Uganda is a country which has never fought wars, which does not fight many wars. We have foreign missions that were engaged in Somalia, in South Sudan, and other countries. But most of our soldiers have been here at home. But you have had many of them given medals, and most of the things they have done has been to fight civil wars. So soldiers are given medals for killing Ugandans, or we get medals for killing each other. We are in a situation where the regime is holding everybody hostage, including those people who serve in the system, by the way. I actually think that Museveni is a hostage of a situation that he has created, because I don't think that he knows how to leave power. So this is a guy who has done a lot of things for the country and for the region. He's like a high school student who writes a good essay and is unable to write a good conclusion. Today his regime is attacking the media and journalists. Tomorrow he's attacking NGOs. Another day he's attacking politicians that are supposed to be competing with him. So this is really, I look at this as a declaration of war on citizens. And all I know is that throughout history, citizens always fight back. Whatever little means they have, they eventually fight back and destroy these dictatorships actually. Because we've seen it happen in Libya, in Egypt, in Sudan, in many other countries where citizens, they reach a point and say, this cannot continue. And we're at that point where almost the Museveni regime is drawing a red line between them and us, and which is very unfortunate, because then we are putting our country in danger. So we need to be able to push back and do not cede all the space that we need, but also to reach out and encourage President Museveni and his people to say, we are all Ugandans. We can actually live in this country together. We can live in it happily. This is a very beautiful and rich country. We can live in this country happily, but we have to negotiate and agree on how we live together, and in a prosperous environment that is characterized by tranquility, by peace and shared prosperity.